Hey YouTube, welcome back to the BladesIIB shop and another quick project video. You never know what's coming through the door, and today's project is one of those, just really kind of an oddball little project. Customer has a table saw, I think is what he said it is, and there's a little nut that goes on and it clamps a part down. And right now you have to use a wrench every time, and he really wants it to be finger tight, finger loosened. So he gave me a couple of wing nuts. He gave me the nuts that came off the machine and wants me to tack the nut on there. He said he was having trouble finding the nut that he needed in a wing nut. I figured out why. It's actually a double start thread. So let me just go ahead, turn the camera around, and we'll take a quick look at this, talk through what I think is going to work to fix it rather than trying to weld these things together, and then we'll quickly knock it out. For those of you new to the channel, hey, I encourage you to check out some of the other videos on here. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Love to see you come back and watch some more. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this project. All right, so here's the nuts that came off the machine. You can see a couple of Sharpie marks on there. I went ahead and looked at this under a magnifying glass and confirmed it's a double start thread. That's why he wasn't able to find wing nuts or anything to match. So he sent me these wing nuts. He wanted me to either just tack the nut on there or something. I think rather than weld it on there and risk ruining these nuts, since obviously the couple of little double start thread nuts probably are hard to come by, and it's also really tough to measure whether they're 5/16 or 8mm, since trying to get a pitch gauge in there to confirm exactly what pitch they are when I don't have the bolt. I guess I could go over to his house and get on the bolt maybe if I had to. But anyway, I'm gonna try not to ruin these. So I'm just gonna drop these in the mill, get this centered up, drop a 1/2" end mill straight down in there, and then I'm gonna go in there with a smaller end mill and just get a little bit of the flats on there. I think I'm gonna take and grind a little bit of that down to a little bit more of a flat across there as well, and essentially make kind of a square, a little bit odd shaped, go in there about 50 thou deeper than the width of those, and just peen the end of this over a little bit, and those flats should hold it well enough, keep it from turning, and turn this into a finger turnable nut without running the risk of overheating these and melting these down too much if I tried to get in there and tack and weld them. Plus, these look to be galvanized, zinc coated. Really don't want to weld that. It tends to splatter, make a mess. So I'm going to try not to weld them unless I have to. So that's the goal. We're just going to get this on the milling machine, run it out a little bit, get a couple of flat spots in there, and then, like I say, just peen the ends of those over to hold them in place. And I believe that's going to solve it for him. So pretty neat. Customer said he went to Elliott's and they were not able to identify what this was. And again, that double start thread, not something you run into every day, but it is nice. I mean, obviously whatever this goes on, it makes it so that one turn moves it twice as far, twice as fast. So I can understand that's the purpose of having double start threads, is you can move things quickly without having to cut, crazy numbers or high-pitched threads, which would be too deep, cut right through a bolt. All right, let's go ahead and get these in the mill and see if this slotting these out is gonna work the way I'm hoping it is. All right, I am gonna just drop in a quick video here. You can see that little Sharpie mark. So there's one start to that thread right there. And if we wind around, you can see I've only gone half a turn around, and you can see the other start to that thread right there. So that's how I was able to identify that this is a double start. You can just see both of them. There's one, and there's the other one, 180 degrees opposite that. The most common place you can find a multi-start thread in your kitchen is go take a look at the top of a plastic milk jug. They're usually either 4, a lot of times they're even a 6-start thread on those, so that when you take your milk jug cap and you turn it on there, it's only about 1/4 of a turn or half a turn, and it moves that thing all the way down the 3/8 of an inch or so from the top of the milk cap. So again, multi-start threads, you do find them in several different places where minimize how much you have to turn something to get a whole lot of travel. All right, that's what a multi-start looks like. Let's get back to slotting out this wing nut. All right, so to quickly find the center of that, I really don't want to go off the inside because of the threads, and I'll never really get my probe to make even contact in the same place. So I went off of the back side and I just went back and forth until I found the high spot. So I found the center, so I've got centered up on X, and then I zeroed off on that back side, and now I came to the front side and I zeroed off on the front side at that exact same Z height. So I've got that zeroed. I go up here to my DRO and I hit half. So I want half of that distance. That's telling me where I am 0 to 0 on the outside. I hit half, select the axis. So 435, that is where I'm gonna be for 0. So now if I come back down here, let's get that backed off. Get that just up out of the way. We'll wind that down until I get to 0. And that should put me right in the center. All right, so we've got the center of that locked in place. Let's get a 1/2 inch end mill in there, and we'll get our 1/2 inch in there first, and then I'm gonna change out the end mill, go over and just again square off that side a little bit, and we'll get this nut to fit in there. All right, we got it locked in there. I got my 1/2 inch end mill. We're on center, so we're just gonna go straight down about 275 deep. We'll trade that out for a 1/8 end mill, and we'll put some flatter sides on it. Yeah, not bad. Not a perfect way to find center, but we got enough meat in there that will be good. Well, there's how our opening looks in that wing nut now. So we've got two square flat sides. I took the nut and I just flattened off a couple of the points on there. So that, gonna drop in there like that. Should be a nice, just a snug fit. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a hammer and we're gonna tap that into place and it should lock in. We'll have enough, we'll be able to peen the top of that wing nut over a little bit, make sure that doesn't ever come out of there. I would say that is just a pretty nice little light press fit. Not going all the way down, and it should. There we go. There we go. We've got that in there now. It's down below the top of that surface. So I'm just going to take and peen that over a little bit to lock that in place. And that's it. That is peened in place. That is not going to go anywhere. No damage to the original nut. Got a wing nut on there now for a double start, either 5/16 or 8mm thread. Now we'll just go do a repeat on the other one, and we'll call this project done. There it is. There's two of them done. That's what it looks like on the back side. Top side looks nice and clean. Just got a nut in there. So there is a custom finger adjustable double start thread. Pretty slick little way to do it. Sometimes these little projects are just the fun ones, trying to figure out how you're going to do it and then actually getting them done. I think that's going to work for the customer. Should be happy. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Well, YouTube, that is a wrap on another project here in the BladesIIB shop. Fairly quick one this week, as we just took and input some nuts inside these little wing nuts here to make sure we got a finger adjustable screw for a customer. Worked out pretty slick. I think that is a better solution than if I had tried to weld those. I really think I would have probably overheated those nuts, melted something, made the threads not work as well, and it would have been pretty hard to come up with a couple more of those double start threads to replace these if I'd have messed it up. So I think peening them over, putting them in a slot worked out pretty well. Hope the customer's going to be happy. Most of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If this is the first one you've watched on this channel, I encourage you to go out and explore some of the other videos on here. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. If you liked this video, drop a like, drop a comment on there. Would love to hear from you. And for those of you already subscribed to the channel, hey, I sure appreciate you coming back to watch these. Drop a like, drop a comment. Would love to hear from you as well. So I do have the video complete for next week. I was able to make those custom brake caliper brackets for the customer to put on his vehicle. Made the hubs a little over a year ago. So I did get those brackets done, made a prototype out of aluminum, made two more of them out of some heat-treated 4140. Pretty good project, pushed the Tormach a little bit, so excited to get that one together. Took quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to get those done. So cutting that heat-treated 4140 on the Tormach, slowed it down a little bit, really had to change up some of the tool paths, but I hope you'll come back and join and watch that one after I get that edited down and uploaded onto the channel. After that, it'll be off to this knife show in Atlanta. I'll see if I can get a couple more videos out before that. Otherwise, if you're going to be in Atlanta at the Blade Show June 3rd through the 5th, would love to see you there at table 21W. Until then, y'all take care.